Good evening, everybody. This is 545 Prepper. Today I'm bringing you a Makarov I picked up a couple months ago from Classic Firearms. Just giving you kind of a general impression on how the grade is, if you will. What I received, and what they don't guarantee with every order, but when I was ordering, everyone was seeming to get it. You were getting a manual or a log, more of a log or a maintenance log. You got a holster, a lanyard, the pistol itself, and one magazine. I know AIM Surplus currently is offering 2 magazines with their Makarovs, so that wasn't available at the time that I ordered mine. As soon as they popped up, I jumped on it because I hadn't seen any in this good a condition in quite some time. With the log, it does not match my serial number. However, it is just still something kind of extra and kind of neat to see. I don't understand pretty much any of the writing in here. It isn't hardly any writing. But it's just something kind of neat to have. The magazine does kind of suck that it only came with one, but I was able to find a couple extra online. Not too much money. The holster is really nice quality. It seemed as though it was unissued. Got a cleaning rod that came on the side here. I just ran the lanyard here. Inside, got your Makarov. You open your flap to your holster. Got a spot for an extra magazine. And then you got this little cord here when you're wearing it. It's pretty easy to just pull up on, and it'll slide it to where you can get a good grip on it. And then you got your actual pistol. Your lanyard there attaches to the side little ring here. And then here you have your actual pistol. Let you guys see a little bit of quality, condition. Still some really nice bluing, not very much wear at all. In my opinion, it is either new old stock or unissued, if issued, very minimal use. Bakelite grips, cleaned up very nicely as it did most components. The cage code I looked up, it's 1986. Sides are standard, fixed military surplus style. Hammer is a decock, single double action. Firearm is unloaded. Overall, I'm very happy with the purchase. The value on these has just been going up. I've seen some people post saying they've seen them under 100 years ago at gun shows, and now they're at just under 300, above 300, and they're just going to continue to climb. Thing to note, with the safety on, not only can you not actuate the hammer does not move, and the slide will not move for you. But with the safety off, you're free to do that. Breaking the pistol down is pretty simple. You just take your trigger guard here, pull it out, and move it to one of the sides, just cocked a little bit. And then you will pull your slide all the way to the back, lift up, and ride it forward. Now you'll take your slide off. You got your spring here, slides over your barrel. It only goes on one way. One way is really loose, and the other way is pretty firm and stiff. Alright, you have a fixed barrel, which is just a straight blowback action. Some people wonder why they don't offer any in the 9x19. The 9x18, which is the Makarov round, is the hottest load that the blowback can withstand. I did have to disassemble it completely, every single part. It was caked in cosmoline, which is a good thing. Easy to reassemble. Very happy with my purchase. One thing to notice is the fact that it does not have the standard thumb release here. It actually has a heel release. Push back, magazine will pop out slightly, and you pull out. It will lock back on the last round fired. One more thing is with military surplus firearms, a lot of people are concerned about the bore. I don't know how well this is going to transition over to the camera here, but it has a really nice bore. I'm very pleased with it. The option a lot of people like this firearm for is relatively inexpensive. It's utterly reliable. I haven't had a single issue with that. I put a couple hundred rounds through it. It fires, it's a little snappy, but I mean, it's smooth. It's a little heavy, but it would make a good concealed carry piece if you don't mind the extra weight. The magazines do hold 8 rounds, so you'll have 8 plus 1, which isn't too bad. In comparison to a 9mm, it is in between a 9 and a 380. There's a 9 compared to the 9x18. I don't have a 380 out here to compare, but it is a little shorter. As I was saying, it was caked in cosmoline, which is a good thing because you know it's going to be preserved and won't be full of rust. I'll go ahead and roll in some pictures here. That I used to clean the cosmoline off was I wiped the majority of the buildup off with some rags, and then for most of the rest of it I used mineral spirits. I let it soak for several hours. That pretty much made it very easy to get off. I just took the parts after soaking them, ran it under some really hot water, dried it, and then oiled the parts, and it worked great. Other than the Makarov here, a couple other things. I've been getting into some Bakelite. I had some Bakelite in the past, and was able to acquire some Bakelite mags from Circle 10 AK. Some good stuff. I got 1 flat back, 2 here that are ridge. Overall, very happy with my purchase. Very nice mags. I also know SG Ammo has some, but I hear they're a little bit more beat up. Here's my favorite mag, however, a 103. It's light, even in comparison to a Circle 10 waffle mag. It's very light. Be seeing these more on the channel. Got some SVD mags loaded up. I got a rifle that's on layaway, a Tiger. I'll be converting that to more of a standard SVD styling versus the sporterized Tiger. Can't wait for that. It's looking probably January that I'll get it, maybe a little bit later. It all depends on how many hours I'll be working. If you've always wanted a Makarov or haven't jumped on it, now's probably a good time because they're only going to go up in value. You can still pick them up for under 300. I'd say in another year you won't be able to find them under 300, especially in this nice condition. There are several websites selling them. I got mine from Classic Firearms. Came with these items here. Ames. I don't know how many of the accessories they have, but they do come with 2 magazines. I think J&G Sales also has them, and maybe a couple other websites now. For you guys that run AKs, what complements an AK better than a Makarov? I'm not sure. It's just as reliable, it's just as cheap to shoot, and it's just as fun. I mean, what's better than a Comblock pistol there? 545 Prepper. If you liked the video, go and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Look us up on Facebook as 545 Prepper. Thank you.